this is Sonya with Artsy Solutions, and welcome to week 47 of using up scraps. And this week I just basically made like a little storage to house some of my die cuts and fussy cut out like elements and things like that. And I made this using a sham package, a little pillow sham packaging, and so it holds. There's a front pocket right here with a velcro opening, and you can take your stuff out, and it has like little scissors on there. Some of these I use from various, a lot of it's just scraps, but some of it's from my other little decorations and things like that are from like the Tim Holtz layers. Yeah, Tim Holtz layers, that's what these little black and white little things are. And the other stuff, I think that one was from Graphic 45. So a lot of these were just like fussy cut out little images and things like that as far as the decorations and stuff. But basically it can house like your fussy cut out shapes and things like that, your little people, die cuts and dress forms, stuff like that, you know, tags, whatever you want to use for your journals and stuff like that. A little ink pen if you wanted to put one in there too, a flat pen. So we're just going to put this back in this front pocket. Just going to set that back in there. Okay, and then this flips over, and then you have this part right here. And basically all I did was just Mod Podged on some sewing pattern, and that's how I got that look right there. And I just added another little layer from where I attached the closure to this pocket right here. And then here, this is actually a flap that can lift up. And on this flap, I just added on a fussy cut out ink pen that I had added glossy accents to. I made some of these a few months ago, and you can just put stuff up in there, you know, because it's just a little tuck spot, and you can add some more ephemera in there to hold whatever you want to hold in there. Okay, so let's just tuck that back up in there, and I just added a little journal word. So this packaging, it's the self-sealing kind, so it's got sticky stuff on it. I don't know if you can see that or not, but it has like a little sticky glue kind of stuff on there. But now when you put it on here, it'll stick and stay closed. But the good thing about it is when it lifts up, it won't stick to the stuff that's underneath it, and it won't mess it up. So your flap opens up, and then you have like a little tuck spot right here, and then you can just put some more goodies up in there, some more ephemera. So I'm just going to close, no, actually I'm going to leave the flap open, and then we have this pocket inside of here where you can hold even bigger items and stuff. So here, this is like some vintage papers and receipts and things like that. These are actual vintage papers and stuff like that. You know, some of them are actual and some of them are printed out. So you can fit stuff in there. And I'm just going to put this flap back down. And put these back up in our little tuck spot. And then behind here, there's also a tuck spot right here where you can put some more big stuff, you know, if you want to. And so this whole entire unit is connected onto like a flap. And this flap has a velcro closure and it lifts up like this. So, oops. So this right here is what I made using up scraps, using just a pillow cover. Is I made this storage container. And I just added it to something else that I'm working on. And I'll show you in another video the completed project of this right here. And this is going to be part of a giveaway as well. It's part of a collaboration that I'm working on, but that what I make for the collaboration is going to be also part of a giveaway. So but that'll be on the 20th of this month, coming up, of November 20th. So but yeah, this is what I made using up scraps. So let me go ahead and show you how I made it. Okay, so I have this package right here. It was from a pillow cover, and I like that right there, the logo and all that. And I'm going to keep this plastic because it's pretty thin, but I can still use it. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm working on a project, and this is going to become like a storage holder. So I've decided what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cover this background with some paper. I think I'll just use this leftover scrap paper that I used within this other project that I was working on, and maybe some more solid color black. So I'm just going to cut this down to size, like a little, let me just measure and cut. So this is almost 9 inches. So let me just go ahead and cut a little piece. That measures 9 inches. It's almost 9 inches, but slightly less than that, like a 1/16 of an inch. And then I'm just going to make this about 1/2 an inch. Or 3/4 of an inch, better yet. Okay. Then I'm just going to glue it on here. Yeah, I think that covers most of it. I might just take like a little snippet off of it, just a tad bit off of it, and that should make it right. Okay, so I'm just going to use some double-sided tape right here, because this kind of material is kind of smooth and I'm not sure how wet glue is going to do. So I'm just going to use some of this double-sided tape to hold this black on there. I'm just going to set this to the side, smooth that down, take this off. And then we're just going to apply this and make sure I get it lined up right. Just kind of cover this up. Oh goodness. Thing about this double-sided tape is you have to get it right the first time, because if you don't, it's not going to work. And I put it on there, but you see right there where the score line is? I just kind of left it so that when you bend it over, this little old piece isn't going to like overhang over here. So, alright, and then we're going to add this piece over top. And I'm just going to kind of roughen up the edges. And you can either use some scissors. Let's see. Oh, well, maybe not like that. Kind of like that. Or if you don't want to use your scissors, I do have this distressing tool. This is Prima Marketing. Yeah, I think this is Prima Marketing. I hardly ever use it, but yeah, it has like different strengths or whatever. However You can make it thick or you can make it thin as far as distressing it, how deep you want to go into your paper. So I'm just going to kind of up and down these areas and distress it. And like I said, you can use scissors if you want to. Alright, so I'm just going to make this long enough. Actually, I think I am just going to go ahead and I'm going to use some double-sided tape, but I'm also going to use some glue. I'm going to use the double-sided tape on the ends. That way I know it's not going to come up. And go ahead and pull that up. And then we're just going to add some wet glue. I'm just going to use some art glitter glue. And I'm going to go ahead and put some on this sticky part. And a little bit right here. And then some all through here. Alright, and then we're just going to put this on here. So I'm just going to line it up to this edge first, to this edge and this edge, and then we'll see what next. And I'm going to let this dry, and then I'm just going to cut whatever's left on this edge right here. Okay, and then I'm just going to come through and make sure this is down good and dry. I'm just going to take some stamps, well not stamps, but some ink. This is walnut stain distress ink. And I'm just going to kind of, I'm just going to distress it just a little bit. I should have did that first before I put this on here, but that's fine. I'm just going to kind of go around the edge to make it look like it's blended in. And like this is naturally part of the page. And I may add, I was going to add some stamps, but I'm not. I'm just going to leave it plain. And I'm just going to go ahead and cut this little piece off right here that has the picture of the pillow, because I don't think I really need that. And then I'm just going to go around the edges with some black ink. I'm just going to use some black soot, Distress Oxide. I just need to, I'm going to put something right here, and I need to cover this up where it says pillow cover. So what I think I'm going to do is, actually I'm just going to cut right there. I'm just going to cut this down on that line. And I'm just going to glue this back over top like that. That way it has that black like border. So we're just going to go back to our double-sided tape again. So I'm just going to make sure that I just go almost to the black line. I'm just going to leave just a hint of a little bit of room. I'm just going to put 3 strips of this on there. I'm going to go ahead and peel the first 2, well, at least the one in the middle. I'm going to go ahead and peel that up because the one that's I'm getting ready to put on there, I don't want it to overlap and then I won't be able to pull that red off of it. I've done that often and it's not fun. Yeah, so, alright. And I may add some wet glue just so it gives me room to maneuver. In case I mess up, I can kind of still move it without it completely sticking. So, add a little bit of this wet glue so I have a little bit of wiggle room. It isn't necessary, but it sure does help in case you mess up. So I'm just going to try to line this up. I'm trying to think of which is the best way to do it. Alright, so I'll line that right there. Alright. So now we've got our Merchant 41. And you know, I might not even add anything to that. I might just scrub that off with some sandpaper. And I've got some P80 grit sandpaper. This is just from the Dollar Tree. I'd gotten a pack of it that had different grits. So we're just going to try to sand off that $12.99. And it's okay if it leaves some of the number on there. And we're just going to, matter of fact, I'm going to sand off some of this cardstock too. And this little number up here. And just kind of make this look rough and distressed all together. Do the same thing with the paper. Just kind of wipe it off. And then I guess I will take a little bit of, I think I'm going to just add just a hint of blue. And then just a little hint of brown. Okay, I think I'm just going to take a marker. This is an alcohol marker. This is Firefly alcohol marker. You have a fine tip and then you have a broad tip. I'm just going to use the broad tip. I'm just going to go around the edge. And then I'm just going to kind of try to color this in right here, just a little bit of white. I'm just going to go around this edge, just to kind of make it blend. And make it stand out a little bit. I'm just going to go around this edge as well. Alright, so now we've got that. So this is going to be a pocket, a big, long, wide pocket that's going to fit on here, and this is going to lift up. So let's see how we're going to do this. Where did I put that plastic? Okay, so I'm going to attempt to stitch. I don't know how well it's going to do with me, because me and my sewing machine don't always get along. But we're going to try. We're going to go ahead and take this off. And what I'm probably going to do, let's see. This is going to be inside here. Well, we already do. Okay, so let's just go ahead and cut this. So we can have a little bit of plastic overhang where stuff won't fall out. Or better yet, let me just, let's just see. I need to be able to stitch this. Now what I will do, or what I have to do, is I'm going to have to take part of this front down to where the black part of the Merchant 41 is. The back part's going to remain. So I'm just going to cut this down in the middle. Hopefully I don't mess it up if I can see what I'm doing. I wonder if I can just peel it loose. It seems to. Alright, so that's down to right there. And then I just need this. Down just a little bit. Okay, so now that's right there. And then I'm just going to cut this right here, going straight across. Alright, so I need this plastic and this insert to stay as one. Oh, I know what I can do. Let me just cut this down a little bit more. Okay, so this right here is 2 3/4 inches wide. So I'm just going to cut the plastic down to 2 3/4 inches. And what I'm going to do is it's going to be a pocket for this on the front, and I am going to stitch this here and down through here and across. So I am just going to go ahead and cut this off after all. I hadn't planned on it, but I am, because I don't really need it. So I think my sewing machine can handle just one layer of this. Make sure this plastic's, get all of that off of there. So yeah, I'm just going to stitch this on. I'm going to leave one side here, and then I'm just going to cut this right here. That's close enough. There's a little bit hanging. Alright, so I'm going to run this through the sewing machine and I'll be right back. Okay, so I stitched around the edge, and as you can see, I struggled a little bit on this part right here, but we ain't gonna worry about that. So yeah, so you have a pocket in here and then a pocket back here, and I can add an eyelet right there just to make it look cute. That's what I think I'm going to do, is simply add something on here, and it's basically just to keep this in place, or maybe not that. So I'm just going to set this here, and I'm going to put a hole punch well, if I can get it, I'm going to put a hole punch like right, hold on, let me slide this up just a little bit here, And then I'm going to add an eyelet, and that's going to secure this area where it didn't get stitched too well. It's going to secure that in place. Okay, so now we have, this will work like this. Alright, so I need to do something to cover that up, because this is going to be open, and then I'm just going to put a pocket here. And what I think I'll do with this plastic is cut this down to 9 inches. And there's still a little stickiness here, so you can fold this tab over and it'll remain closed. Oh, I like that. And so we just need something to cover up this warning sign. I don't like that. Let's look at this. What can I put right there? We're gonna make this old-fashioned. I'm gonna add some washi tape. I might just put washi tape over that too, just to kind of, just cause. So I'm gonna have washi tape from here to here. Flip this over. Fold that over. And then we're just going to fold this back up and seal that in. Now I'm just going to seal this with some washi tape. So then I need something here. I can actually just put this on here. And I'm going to use double-sided tape. And I think I'm going to turn this like so. And this is going to be an upside down pocket. But it can still go across, and this can close, open and close. But if you notice, there's an angle, so I'm just going to cut this. I'm just going to fold this in half to where the two meet in the middle. And then I'm just going to go across and cut so that they'll be even on both sides. Okay. Open that back up. I like how this is resealable. I'm gonna put this down because it's resealable. Resealable. And then we're just gonna staple this, or no, I'm not even gonna staple it. I'm just gonna glue this part and this side part on. This part and this part. I'm put glue on, or double-sided tape on the washi tape, and then glue it on. Okay, and so I'm just going to cover up these stitches with some of the sewing paper, and I'm just going to Mod Podge it on. Okay, so now everything's dried and sewn and everything, and this is how that turned out with the Mod Podge. So, and then this flap opens up, and then we can just feed something down into here, as well as back behind here. And then we've also got this spot right here for like a small tag or something. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and assemble this. So the goal is for this to lean up with this connected to it. But we're going to need this, a good support for this. So I'm going to have to get another piece of black cardstock. I think I got it sitting over here. I'm going to double this up. Try to double it up so it'll be thick. For the most part anyway. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and glue this to this using double-sided tape. So I'm just going to add the double-sided tape to this portion here. 2 strips of this right here. Actually, I think I'm gonna do 3 strips just to make sure. So I don't want this to come apart at all. And we're just gonna smooth this double-sided tape down and make sure it's on really well. And if you have any leftovers, just kind of trim that down before you peel it. So we're gonna go ahead and get that. And we're just going to lift up the red tape off of it. And we're just going to align the top and the side with this. and then just kind of let it fall down. And then any excess, we're just going to trim it down. And like I said, I'm going to want this to lean up. So I'm just going to fold this over roughly at about 1.5 inches or 1.25 inches, close enough. And I'm going to add some washi tape around here as well as on this side, because we need to make sure that as this flap is going up and down, it's not going to get weathered and start ripping up. So we're just going to add some double-sided tape. I'm going to go ahead and add double-sided tape to both sides. Because I want to make sure this washi isn't going to go anywhere. Okay, so I put the washi on one side, and now I'm just going to flip it to this side right here. And then I'm just going to go ahead and peel this tape up on all 3 sides. And then I'm just going to roll it on down. But what I'm going to have to do, make sure that's smooth, and I'm going to have to add more double-sided tape right there to make sure that what I'm putting over top of this is going to stick. So we're getting a double dose of coverage, which is good. So you know this stuff isn't going to go anywhere, hopefully. Okay. Smooth that down, and we're going to take this off. I don't know if I can get it off. And then we're just going to add the washi to here. And it's fine if you put the washi just a little bit below where that sticky is. It's fine because it's going to stay. And plus we're going to have that pocket that's going to cover it anyway, so it just gives it more added security. It makes it more sturdy. Alright, so now that we've got that on there, let's bend it back to where we originally had it set. Okay. And we're going to want to cover this right here up. So we can just put pretty much anything on there, some type of decoration that's long enough to cover this part right here from where it was pieced together. So let me just see. I've got a lot of stuff in here. I like that. So I think I'm gonna, let me see if that's gonna get covered. Actually, I don't even need to do anything because it's going to get covered anyway. So yeah, I don't need to add anything to it. Just put this back in here. Alright, so we've got to find a way to put this on here. So I'm probably going to, we're just going to use some double-sided tape. And we're going to glue this bad boy on. I wish I had a heavy-duty staple gun, but I don't. And then I would just staple this together like an industrial strength staple gun. So hopefully this is going to hold up. I don't know for sure. We're going to see. As long as I don't overfill it. I'm going to put one more strip of double-sided tape on here just to make sure that I've got all areas covered. Alright, so we're just going to basically line this up where it originally had the holes. We're just going to make sure it's burnished really well. And before I add this one here, I'm going to go ahead and add some Velcro to this. But what I might do is this needs to be slid down a little bit farther. So I'm going to create a closure. I'm going to add another piece, I guess, of tape or another piece of cardstock to this just to make it a little bit stronger. This is 1.5 inches wide. And I'm going to cut this at like just a little bit longer than just that right there. And then this is where I'm going to add some Velcro. So we're going to go ahead and prepare our set. And we're going to find out where to put the Velcro so that when it closes, it doesn't show. Okay. Now we're going to glue this on. And we're just going to add some double-sided tape through here. I'm probably going to put like 4 strips on, 4 strips of double-sided tape to make sure that this thing isn't going to go anywhere. Or actually 3. I'll do 3 strips because that's only 3 wide. And we're almost complete. And we're just going to put this in the middle. straight as we can get it. I'm just going to lift this up. I want to make sure that this is down really well. And I do need to put something here because that's just not cute. So I think I will just add this and maybe a strip of white paper. Yeah, I think that'll work. Just add some double-sided tape. I can use some glue on this one. Okay, so I think we're good to go. I'll turn that over. Or actually it goes like this. And now we've basically got our little supply thingy. And we can just put some stuff in here, some papers. You can put some paper and ephemera. I can stick this up in here. Let me see. I'm gonna stick this in here. have all kinds of ephemera and tags and just different little things you can put in here. Here's just some stuff. I'll put this card here. And make sure it can fit right. And then I'm just going to fold the flap back over. And the good thing about this is it's not going to stick to this. It's not going to stick to your ephemera. It's going to actually just hold it in place. And then we can put some mini things in here. A little short tag or something. Let's see if I can find some. Or some supplies or something in here. Yeah. And voila, there we have it. Let me just back up a little bit so you can see a little bit better. Okay, so this flap, it opens up like this. So you have a pocket here and your stuff can come out. And then you've got this little flap here and you've got a little tuck spot here. Those can come out. And then you've got this, you've got a pocket inside of here in this first portion. And all of this comes out right here. And then you're just gonna fold that back over. And then directly up underneath it, you could place something back here. So, yeah, we'll figure out how to do that. I might just do the 3 right there. So, and then that folds over like so. And then this lifts up. And it holds in place pretty well. Then you've got these right here, but this is for a later project. But that's how we made this little storage using up scraps. Now I do need to come up with like a little closure or something for this right here to keep it sealed. So, let's see here. I can make it really simple. Let me see what I have. I'm just going to do the same thing. I'm just going to add some velcro. I'm going to glue this on here. Or I'm going to glue some velcro to this. I'm going to make this stronger. And add this to some black cardstock because I need this to be strong. And while that's gluing, I'm going to find something that's going to open and close that. Just going to go ahead and cut this out right quick. Alright, so I'm just going to add this to here. Make sure that's centered really well. And I'm going to find a, where did I put that Velcro? I'm going to go ahead and put a piece of Velcro right here. And I'm going to go ahead and set it to where this is right here. And then this is going to flip over. And I'm just going to cut this and then glue it on. And just kind of hold it in place for a moment. Okay, and so now we've got us a little closure. So we have us a closure here, and we have us a little closure here. And this can lift up. And then we shouldn't have to worry about anything falling out. So that's pretty much it. So if you like this little video, share, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel and check out my other videos in my blog and social media sites. And as always, I thank you guys so much for watching.